Hi everybody, this is Tim with Reverend Guitars. Today we're going to be talking about how to string our bass tuners. Right in front of me here we have one of our short scale basses, a Sentinel, but this will work with all of our various basses of various lengths. So take a look down here. This is the common bridge that you see on almost all of our basses. They can be strung either through the body like this one is, or top loaded over here. There will be little notches for each of the strings to catch the ball end there. That's really helpful if you want to use flat wounds or if you just prefer top loading. But today we're just going to do a string through the body like it's done here, and we're just going to replace the G string, but the process is the same on all of them. So first we're going to remove the old string, so just detune. And all you're going to need for this process is a fresh set of strings and wire cutters. So we've loosened this up. We just pop that off the top by lifting up. We will clip the curly end and slide that ball end out so we can pull that straight through. Yeet that out of there. So with our fresh string, we'll go through the ferrule here, into the other side, and pull tight so it's nice and tight against the end of the ferrule there. Once it's in the saddle, we're going to pull this so it's nice and tight with the nut. And as you'll see, there's a lot of excess here. Typical rule of thumb with a bass tuner like this with a slot across it, on guitars that have tuners like these, they're called vintage tuners. Rule of thumb is you want to do 2 peg heads past the tuner that you're going to. So on the G tuner, like we're doing here, there's no peg heads to go by. So what I like to do is find a measurement that works for you. So for me, it's usually the length of my index finger. So we'll go the length of my index finger past the tuner here. So I'll be right about there. And we will trim the excess. Eat that. Pull this up again. And now, what you'll want to do is feed the end of the string into the hole. Press down and crimp on the end there. As you wind the tuner, it's important to put downward tension on the string. So as you wind, the part of the string wrap that comes from the post to the nut should be at the bottom of your string wraps. So as you'll see, if you take a look from the side, this part that I'm holding is underneath the above wraps. So as this comes to pitch, those above wraps will place downward tension on the string and make sure you have a good amount of tension going up towards the nut. Now if you didn't do this, and you have your wrap coming from, let's say, the top or something like that, it could make it easier for the string to pop out, which nobody wants. And it could make it so that there's not enough downward tension at the, at the headstock side of the nut. So if you strum real hard, or however you're playing, you have a really hard attack, your string could pop out of the nut because there's not enough downward tension on this side of it. So make sure you wrap from the bottom of the nut, tune up, and should be good to go. Like with any string change, your instrument will need some time getting used to the tension. So play it, tune it, get it used to all that, and in time you should be good to go. So there you have it, how to string our bass tuners.